What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. Welcome back to another edition of the Transfer View. And today there's a big question. Victor Gyökeres, Victor Osimhen. What about both? Both deals, either or maybe a possibility of a combination in some kind of dream world could be possible for Manchester United. Because yesterday, Ben Jacobs said that Victor Gyökeres, he's open. In fact, according to Muppeteers, Tier 1 James, they might even be waiting for Manchester United and Champions League football. Critically, not a deal breaker on that one. And possibly we could see a repeat of the Brian Mbeumo deal, where Arsenal rejected, Spurs rejected, Newcastle and others rejected in favour of a move to Old Trafford. Now, when it comes to Victor Osimhen, possibly that deal to go to Saudi Al Hilal is on the verge of collapse. And even Galatasaray are coming in with a record bid to sign him permanently. And if that's the case, should Manchester United get involved in a pretty big market opportunity? If Galatasaray can afford his wages, why can't Manchester United? But are Saudi struggling to afford his wages? How would that even work? We're going to be discussing it all this morning. Which one would you prefer? Which one should United go for? Or should we try and go crazy? Should we try and dream, go for both, and then... No, we're not going to go that far. Not just yet. This is the Transfer View. Welcome. Morning. We've got a lot to discuss. Fleck, how you feeling?
I'm feeling like Jason Wilcox, you just got a new job and you've also got another new job, which is to get one of these guys. Get one of the victors, bro. Just get anyone. Osimhen, yes. But I'll take Gyökeres. Beggars can't be choosers. Get it done. Do it. It's as simple as that. Like, find a way. Like, we shouldn't even... I'm sorry, right? And this is kind of in the opposite to what I was talking about with KG, to be fair. He'll probably be watching this saying, I see you. You see? No, I'm not letting you say this, so don't let him see this, which he obviously will. Probably watch it now. I said, get the 6. We need a proper 6. You know what I mean? That the fact that these guys are available and it's actually doable, put everything else on hold. Even in Mbeumo, put everything on hold. Do everything to get one of these two.
This is the life of a Man United fan, and this is where the ops, you can almost understand the anger and the pushback to be like, full on Don Robbie, literally.
No, wait a minute.
Yeah, I know what I said on Tuesday.
You're in the mud. You're in the mud.
Yeah.
But legitimately, there's a real possibility of just signing a brand new front three. Cunha through the door. And Mbeumo, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Obviously, another one will go in.
Yeah.
But that's gonna go in. That's gonna happen. And now Gyökeres, the moment the full-time whistle went for the Europa League, not looking likely, mate. Now looking very likely. And with Osimhen, that one's really up in the air at the moment. That was really
wages,
up in the air.
I know
I'm waiting just for Man United to be linked into that conversation. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about this morning. But it's already, I tell you what, Flex, it's going to be a big show because we've got nearly 1,000 people watching already. Yeah, 4 minutes in, nearly 1,000 people watching already. Already, we're at 140 likes. Yesterday on a soloing show, I got it was just under 1,000 likes live for a solo, and it's not bad. It's not bad. Today it's Friday. It's Friday. It's the end of the week. There's a lot been going on. There's 4 days left of this opening section of the transfer window. We can go bigger. So if you haven't already, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe. And on top of that, and you would have seen it in the sidebar as it whirls around, as it does every single morning, we've got an extra special edition of the Trinity today. Go back one. Of the Trinity today. It's 4 p.m. and it's live. Yes.
And it's live.
It's live. I asked a couple of weeks ago.
Locked in.
Yes, I spoke to KG.
Oh, it's 100% live.
Yes. Yeah, it's 100% live. That 4 p.m. You never know. But it's could be a light 4:15, like
just change that and just put in and around. Literally put in and around today, 4 p.m.
Ish.
Yeah. Put the ISH.
I asked the UV community a couple of weeks ago. I said Trinity Friday. We did it on a Friday a couple of weeks ago with James from Muppeteers live. Would you like to do that again? And UV community said, yes, do it live.
At that time, we're available, they said, I'm hearing. We're up and about. We thought, okay, we should really do this pre-record so people can watch it in the evening on a Friday when they're back from work and the community has spoken. Owen tells me, he rings me, he says, Fleck, this is their show, this is their channel, this is what they've built, this is what they want. I said, are you sure what they want? He says, yes. I says, let's go. We have to do it. This is what the community want. So yeah, if you're about, you're about. Obviously, you can watch it at 7 p.m. as a rerun, but most people are saying go live at the 4 p.m. So that's what we'll do. Yeah, shout out. There's already a super chat right there. First one of the day. Eminem says, need to get Mbeumes, Mbeumes, and Booms, whichever way you want to say it, because even he started saying, well, on that video, I saw it was Mbeumo. You know, I was told many times by reliable sources.
I saw just Mbeumo. No M. Mbeumo.
So yeah, whoever you want to say. But need to get Mbeumo done before going for Gyökeres. Got a gut feeling he won't work. Overlap breakdown says it well. That being said, need a quality 6. Let's get into the news zone because it's jam packed. Yeah, because I was gonna. Go now.
Live. So beginning with this news yesterday, Flex kind of covered it in his Flex's view from the studio, saying from Ben Jacobs, indeed, that Victor Gyökeres is open to Manchester United, even without Champions League football. There's been no approach to Sporting yet, and several other European and Saudi suitors, but Ruben Amorim, critically, is still in touch with the player. Sporting will sell for around 70 million euro. I didn't realize, actually, that he has a release clause that's higher, but he has this gentleman's agreement that he's going to go for about 65 million pounds. So he's got, anyone can buy him for less than his release clause, and he's going to be leaving this summer, but United aren't out of the conversation. Now, this is when the Osimhen stuff comes into this, because whilst we haven't been officially linked, there was a lot of, well, I'll tell you what, there's a market opportunity happening right now, because yesterday, after all of the reports suggesting that he's going to Al Hilal, this one's going to happen, no problem, Fabrizio Romano suddenly posts he understands Victor Osimhen deal with Al Hilal is about to collapse as there's no agreement with the player. And then, interestingly, Galatasaray have entered strong in the race, trying to get the deal done. Now, if you're wondering, is that because it's going to be a permanent, is that going to be a loan one again, permanent one? We'll get to that in just a second. But Florian Plettenberg also echoed this, saying that there's no agreement with Al Hilal, but Galatasaray have submitted a record offer for Victor Osimhen. And Ben Jacobs, with his Saudi sources, said Victor Osimhen still to agree terms with Al Hilal, and the Saudi club will now walk away in the next 24 hours unless they get the final green light. Follows positive talks, but Osimhen is still yet to accept the offer. And Galatasaray are now trying to sign Osimhen permanently, as Florian Plettenberg have called. It's a key 24 hours ahead. Hilal are pushing, but no full agreement, and running out, as Hilal will not wait beyond this week as they have other striker targets, which has led to a lot of people going, so there's a real possibility now then that he's, they've almost got a free run at Victor Osimhen, in the sense that everyone kind of backed off because they went, well, he's going Saudi. He's going Saudi. The wages are going to be astronomically high. That's why he wants to go Saudi. And that's the reason. That's the reason. So for this to collapse, and then for Galatasaray to enter, going, right, we're going to sign him permanently. Everyone's going, well, Galatasaray, they can't offer Saudi wages. They can't offer lots of money. So what does he actually want? And actually, if he's open to going back to Turkey permanently for clearly less than he'd be on Al Hilal, and you could even argue maybe even less than he'd be on at Napoli. He's got a big contract at Napoli. It's going, so maybe the wages aren't a problem. And if that's the case, maybe we should enter the race. Like, well, I don't know. I don't know.
Owen, as a guy once said, it's all going off in the striker market. It's all going off because there's loads of things going on, right? And there's loads of conversations I'm hearing. Now, as a straight up Man United fan with not much to choose from and our current striker affairs, it is go and get one of these. Jason Wilcox, please. Just find a way. Find a way. I was talking to shout out Hugh yesterday. He was like, mate, don't even worry. I know that you have to sort of tongue in cheek, but don't even worry about the finances or who's what, how we're going to... Exactly. Of course, you have to worry about the finances. But he meant like drop everything you're doing and just get one of them. You have to... It's too unique an opportunity that these guys haven't gone elsewhere with the lack of our Champions League football. Look down the back of the sofa. It was like find a way to finance that deal. Just find a way. Because we've got Rasmus Hojlund up front. You know, Joshua Xerxes not quite the 9 we need. We need it. We need it so bad. So find a way. And then I was having some other conversations. Some people were saying it online. I was talking to some people last night, and they were like, Victor Gyökeres is one of the most sought after strikers in the world, or he should be. Why is he not? He's available below release clause. He's scored a lorry load of goals. When you look at his goals record, it's like Haaland on the way in. Like, you know, done it in a league where it's like it's not the Prem, but you go, yeah, but it's so exceptional in the Bundesliga, or it's so exceptional in the Portuguese league or whatever. And it was so exceptional at like Salzburg. Like, you know, it's like, I don't know, man. That's just so good. I can't see him not doing well. And I know obviously he's a lot younger when he came in. Victor Osimhen's older. But people around the office last night, and I kind of pushed back. I just want to bring that topic here because I thought it was an interesting topic, because it was one that, like I said, as a United fan who's been starved as a proper number 9, I'm not really having it, because I'm like, we don't get to think about why other people don't want him. That's their business. We fucking need him. Sorry to swear so early in the morning. So
and
my question is,
who's to say?
Is this? And that's why I was going, we need to be careful that there's not this, you know, the narrative, you know, the same with Mateus Cunha, attitude. That it becomes this narrative of, well, I'll tell you what, Arsenal got the choice of both. They're going for Šeško, and he's even more expensive. You know, where's this Napoli bid? Where's this Atletico? Nobody else. He's not got the pick of the bunch. He's not turning down offers here, there, and everywhere and saying, I only want United. So why is that not happening for Victor Gyökeres? I just want to throw that question out there.
Well, I'm not really sure it is a question, because I think that it's the same. It's because it's the same viewpoint as the Brian Mbeumo situation, which is if a player chooses Manchester United over these other clubs at this time, considering where Manchester United are, there must be something wrong with him, basically, because no one can compute the logic of it all. They go, well, it must be money. It must be money. That's where the Mbeumo thing came up with. You know he's coming because he wants 250k a week. You know that. And there was no real proper, because then I saw Ben Jacobs was even asked about that. He went, well, actually, no one knows what he wants. Yeah. It's not even that. It's not that far, you know what I mean, along in that sense of going, they haven't hammered that out yet. So we can't really say whether that's 250 because no one really knows. So I think it's the same with this Gyökeres one. It looks like, and this was something that James from Muppeteers was alluding to the other day, going, there is a general feeling that maybe Gyökeres is kind of sort of waiting to see if Manchester United are going to make an approach for him. Hence why some of these other deals haven't really escalated or moved that far forward. And also as well, it's a fairly quick deal for anyone to do because everyone knows the price. The contract will kind of be what it is. So that one could be done quick. That one, yeah, exactly. So that one can be done fairly quickly. So if it is a case of he's waiting for United, or he's at the very least waiting to see if they're going to even consider making an offer for him this summer, on top of that, that one is going to take a little bit longer because we know we can sign Cunha and Mbeumo, don't need any sales. When it comes to Gyökeres, we know we'll need sales to do that one. We'll need sales to do that. But we are going to have sales. We are going to have Rashford going. We are going to have Sancho going. We are going to have Garnacho going. We are going to be having, other players on their way out. So those ones kind of need to be happening, or at least beginning to happen, before we even do this Gyökeres stuff. So I don't know if it's a case. The real question is it a case of all those clubs you mentioned, your Arsenals, your Chelseas, your whoever's, not being interested in Gyökeres, or is it more a case of Gyökeres not being interested in those clubs? Therefore, suddenly, like Newcastle did with the Mbeumo stuff, then they have to get out there to try and save face. Well, they couldn't turn down the mighty Newcastle. It's money. It's too expensive for the Saudis. That was the problem. And you go, that's not true. It's trying to save face. Suddenly you get the Northeast journalists all coming out going, well, Newcastle wanted him, but they was asking for too much money. And Newcastle would never do that. You go, oh, bullshit. You know what I mean? Just sour grapes. That you
I'm with it, with the tribalism and making sure we got shut up. But is there not a bit in that? Is there not? Is there not? Is
Well,
there
yes.
not something like we probably would offer more than Newcastle wages wise because we can.
Well,
They got
I think
PSR problems. They can't probably give
I think,
220,
and
200
also as well, as the Athletic reported yesterday, shockingly, Man United are actually in a very healthy position when it comes to PSR because
mate,
of Sir Jim Ratcliffe's cash injection.
I saw that.
We're like the 5th best placed team in terms of PSR at the moment. So from a PSR perspective, we're fine. And the most hilarious one is that Chelsea have the most healthy PSR position of anyone in the Premier.
It just goes to show you. And I've just done, as we like to do, we like to pull up our Capology, which is a rough guide. It's never, you can never say, I saw that on Capology, so it's definitely this. But it's a good rough guide, isn't it? Their top earner, Newcastle United, is 160 grand a week. And that's Bruno Gyökeres. Joe Linton, 150. Anthony Gordon, 150. Tonali, 120. Trips is on 120. Even Alexander Isak's on 120. Matt Target's on 100, bloody hell. But anyway, so I do think that we don't have to because it's not really our problem. But when like some of the rival fans, maybe because I've been doing a lot of neutral stuff recently, so my head's just a bit kind of just. It is a thing. Like we can. Like we're bigger than we are bigger than Newcastle. That's the way we have to say it. Yes, their top earners on 160k a week. They're not going to be able to offer Brian and Mbeumo 230, 220, 215, 200. They're not. And Man United, guess what? Like you said, for all our problems, we still can offer that. If you get Rashford out the books, you get actually even getting rid of Lindelof and Eriksen.
Lindelof's
they were on
120,
100 plus. That's what I'm
he's
saying.
On 100, 120, and Eriksen's on 150.
So that's the type of 150, even because he was a free, but you know what I mean, still significant money. So that's the type of squad role player we have on that type of money. So 150 for us is Victor Lindelof on his way out, been here too long. 120, sorry. 150 for us is Eriksen coming to the end of a free deal, you know. But for them, it's more than fucking Isak. So like it is. I think when we do see journalists say, "Yeah, Newcastle wouldn't be prepared to pay that," it's true. They wouldn't be prepared to pay that.
But then again, the other part of it is, who's to say that Manchester United will be paying that either? You know, because
that's the bit. That's 100%. I agree with that.
You look at the signings we made last season. The highest paid person was De Ligt, and he's on 195. And I think even if they add that around, they'd probably get that back lower if they could try to. You know, look at Mazraoui. Mazraoui was the second highest. He's on like 130 a week. You know, and Joey says here in the chat, come on, Owen, that's a horrible argument. Players only interested in United. That's 15 years too late for that logic. A week or so ago, I would agree with you. But we signed Mateus Cunha. Why? Because he only wanted to come to Man United. For all of our faults, and there are so many, and that reputation that we've got from the media and opposition fans and opposition clubs that the only reason he's coming to United is because they're spending money. We've earned that reputation. Our wage structure has been completely out of control. There's been great attempts to fix it over the last 2 years or so. Hence why these top earners are all leaving. De Gea left. Why? It's on too much money. You look at Rashford, he's on his way out. Not good enough for the wage that he's on. If we got an offer for him this summer, they'd try and move him on because he's the highest paid player at the club. But this idea that, they couldn't, there's no way a player now would choose to sign for Manchester United just because they're Manchester United. This is Manchester United we're talking about, remember, Flex? Yeah. It's Manchester United we're talking about.
Yeah.
Even this is the mad part, and I think this is what everyone's struggling to get their heads around. Even now, with our worst Premier League season ever, 15th in the league, for whatever reason, there are still people. That's what they only want.
We can still get players. We can still get players.
They want to sign for
and I think that's where
I can't explain it. And I'm a Man United fan.
This is where the murky waters. This is where it's a grey area, because I think what's happened is, in true football fan fashion, in true X/Twitter fashion, it's like an all or nothing. It's kind of nonsensical at times. It goes too far in one direction. It's hard to have logical, calm conversations on X, which is like all of our main port of calls of, responding, interacting with each other as fans of all the other clubs, right? It's our one place where we do it at our tip of our fingers, right? Apart from videos online. And I think there's some statements that are true. And actually, of all people, no, wait a minute. Don Robert yesterday was talking about this when I was on the show on DR, and he agreed. He was like, "Listen, if you got Newcastle and you got Man United, even with Man United, you go in Man United. This is Arsenal fans, you go in Man United. So there's that side of it that is just a fact. Like if you do have a chance and you look at it as a player, what some fans are tricking themselves or naively putting themselves into a box and believing is that look at Man United finishing 15th. Ain't no one with a clue about football about their career going to want to go there. They forget that to most footballers, this is a job, mate. This is a job. It's about prestige. It's about money as well. It is. And like the name and what can be. And so I added, but even I put a caveat to that. I was like, so you're right about that, Robbie. But the other context is we couldn't go and get Alexander Isak. No. Like he would say no. Do you know what I mean? Obviously Newcastle wouldn't sell him, but he would go, nah, man, when I leave here, I'm probably going to go to Arsenal, the league, or if Liverpool wanted me, or Barca wanted me after Lewandowski, like I ain't gonna drop down to there. But like I'm trying to tell my good friend Dan Bardell when he's waxing lyrical about how amazing Villa are, and Unai Emery would say no to Real Madrid. He was in his own bubble, and I went, Dan, please understand, bro. If we put money down on the table, because again, this is something Man United can do, and prowess, and try to get Ollie Watkins for like, I don't know, let's just say the bid worked. They were going to sell him to Arsenal. Let's say, I don't know, like 220 or 250, give him a 5-year deal at 30 or whatever. Please believe we could, like that could happen. No, he definitely would. You know, then all of a sudden, John Duran just pisses off to Saudi all of a sudden. He's like, no, you can't get him either. So I'm like, you have to be, both things are right. Man United have pull and Man United have allure. They do. They do. They have this thing that, like, even though they're rubbish, like Robert says, I could be the guy to be part of getting it back to where it needs to be. And yes, money. They could quadruple my wages. They could triple my wages. And it's still Man United. But Liam Delap didn't choose us, did he? He could have. No, he could have chosen us. So it's not we can go and get anyone, but it's like, it's not that we can't get anyone.
No, and one also as well, this other part of it as well, it might not be necessarily the money that Man United can give them. It's that it's the other things that can come with it. So you talk about the other financial things. So they go, well, if I play for Man United and I go there, and obviously, look, I'll be well compensated. I might not be on 300K a week, 350 like some of these people reporting, but my sponsorship deals of, say, Adidas or my other commercial opportunities, I will get them because I'm a Man United player. Like it will opens more doors for me than playing for, like you say, Aston Villa or even Arsenal. You see these like fans of Arsenal getting a bit twitchy already, aren't they? Because they're going, I tell you what, look, Liverpool buying players, City buying players, even Man United buying players. And you mentioned Isak there. God, would he go to Arsenal? You get this feeling now they've got this bit of a stink on them because they're like, actually, if we're all as better at, they've got, they're still not winning things. And actually, you know, if I go to Arsenal, am I going to win things, or am I just going to be comfortably in that sort of top 3, top 4 for the rest of my career? Like, what am I going to be doing? Whereas Man United, maybe it's a bit more unknown. They're like, they ain't going to win anything anytime soon. Actually, maybe they will. I don't know. I don't know. Plus, again, it opens the doors for them. So, yeah, I think it's just difficult unless you're maybe a Man United fan or you're really taking the blinkers off. Like, it's difficult for people to really understand just why would they choose Man United now? Why would they choose them now? And it can be for a variety of different reasons. And it's not just because, this is my other point, it's not just like, oh, Man United, they're just basically bribing them. 350K a week, they can have it. It's not that. Look, there are some players like Gyökeres, you would expect, if Man United get him, or Osimhen, to be fair, if we sign them this summer, they're going to be one of the highest paid players at the club. They're not going to come in for 150.
They're premium goal scorers.
They're going to come in. They're going to come in at like probably like,
because isn't that the other side of it? Isn't that the other side of it? Sorry, just to pause you there. Remember when we were like, was it Ronaldo when he was here or something? It was like, no play. They're going to put a thing where no player can earn above this. Remember that story? And we were like, we went, well, that's great. That's fair enough. But be prepared to be like, you don't really enter the chat for some of the big boys then. Like, it's just, you're not doing it. But then you go one side and you see people like Luis Diaz who are on 50 grand a week at Liverpool. You see people like Konate who's on like, I think 75, something like that at Liverpool.
That's when you buy those players though. When you buy those players, they were on the way up, but they were marquee.
Yeah.
So, for instance, when City, I mean, still to this day, no one really knows what Haaland's on.
Yeah,
clearly, but it's like £1 million a week, maybe. Maybe even more. And when he came in, he was on that, massive contract because particularly strikers, you see it a lot with strikers, like these marquee players that decide games, score goals. They always come in.
That's what football's all about. It's the hardest thing to do in football. Put the ball in the back of the net.
They always come in on that. So that's why going back to like the Osimhen one, people are raising their eyebrow at it because they're going, he's on like 300 at like Napoli, and they're going, there's no way like Galatasaray can give him that. No. So how
is Osimhen not agreeing terms in Saudi? Gyökeres, really, we should also go. Yeah, I mean, he was going to go Saudi last year between him and Ivan Toney. I think
they've had a year to work that out.
Worked out that it was Wait, Al Hilal is Al Hilal where Ivan is? Was that Al Ahly? Al Ahly is where he is, isn't it?
He's Ivan Toney is at Ivan Toney. He's at Al Ahly. Yeah.
Al Ahly, yeah. So obviously he was gonna. It was him and Osimhen. Then I remember. Will they won't? I remember covering it on Sky. It was like breaking news. It's not Osimhen. Ivan Toney's on the plane on the way for a medical. It was crazy, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't agree his move then. Obviously, no disrespect to Galatasaray because he's had a smash. He smashed the season, scored a lorry load of goals. But it was very much everyone went. He's gone to Galatasaray on loan. That was like fucking find me a club. They're massive, crazy fans, big club, but get me a club.
And the window had shut at that point. It was literally like the only
Turkey was open.
Yeah, exactly.
So he goes there. Then it's like right now you got the time to sort your Saudi thing out, which I know. Listen, we don't know if it's 100% over. Ben Jacobs is sort of saying, they're still trying to work out a deal.
24 hours, yeah.
Romano's sort of saying, my understanding is collapsed, somewhere in between. But he hasn't got that move sorted. Looks like it might not happen. Chelsea were interested because it was between Chelsea and now, but he just didn't want to go Chelsea. That's what happened. Ben Jacobs was saying that. Like, what? How come you didn't agree terms with Saudi, bro? It's like, if Bruno was going to be getting 700 bags a week, Osimhen's going to be getting that plus more probably as a goal scorer.
Well,
like,
this is the other part. Do you reckon that Bruno part maybe did play a part in it? Because Ben Jacobs, when you spoke to him in that interview, the first one, did say that actually when the Ivan Toney deal was agreed to, that's when the people at Napoli kind of pulled back a little bit and said, well, if Ivan Toney's worth this, and if you're giving Ivan Toney this, then Victor Osimhen's worth this. So is it maybe a situation where they said, well, you were willing to pay Bruno Fernandes £700,000 a week? If you're going to
don't give me 550,
then you got to give us 700,000 or maybe even more. And also they know. Secondly, they go, we know you've got that money available. You were going to give it to Bruno, so that didn't happen. So you might as well just give it to us. Because they weren't happening independently. They were both going to happen. You know what I mean?
They were going to happen at the same time. Last night on the TalkSport show I was on, we had this lawyer on who does all deals and stuff, the transfer market and stuff. And it was like a reveal thing. I got his contact details. I'm going to get him on the channel, guys. Honestly, it was wicked. All the questions that we've got, like as fans, like, when we want to know about, the deal sheet, add-ons, clauses, who approaches who first, all these things, like the wages. It was amazing. And one of the things he was talking about is, like, I said, how hard is it when things are public now, like with X and like Twitter and all that? Like, he goes, it makes my job very hard. Sometimes you get clubs that pull out. Sometimes you get agents that drop things in to the media to sort of, push back against the club just to get a new contract. Or sometimes a club puts something out because, and all these things that we kind of half believe are true, but you want to hear it from the horse's mouth. And this guy's like brokered deals very recently. He wouldn't say the name of like a multi-million-pound renewal at Arsenal. To me and Hugh were like, Saka's renewed recently, hasn't he? Martinelli has. We're doing all kind of maths and stuff. But anyway, I'll try and get him on the channel, guys, because I've got his details. Wicked. But when you're talking about this, when we were talking about this Osimhen thing of he was going to go, then you say, hang on, you was offering Bruno this, and the agent will say, listen, don't accept this, go through that with a fine-tooth comb. I've seen they've offered him that. And this is exactly what happens in the football world, and we forget. We always forget this, or a lot of us forget it, me included, when we're so emotionally involved with our clubs. We forget it's a job. We forget that it's a hierarchy and it's something that if you see something unfair or unjust, you're banging doors. You're saying to your agent, go in there, say to Ruben or Jason Wilcox or thing, how the hell is Mason Mount on that and I'm not on it? What's going on with that? How's Rashid still? He ain't even here still. If that's not sorted, tell you what, start looking, man. I'm not on this. Like the Kobe Mainu thing, tell you what, I know he probably staying up, but yeah, well, I'm still on this and I don't even have a squad role anymore. This guy's coming, I'm not even playing. All these things happen. Even to the Jadon Sancho thing. From a player perspective, I don't even blame him for not taking the pay cut. We say, you tweeted freedom, mate. Why don't you take the pay cut and just, there you go. You can play at Chelsea if you want. What for? I got 2 years left of my Man United deal with this money? Man United's problem, mate. Man United's problem. They've got to find a way to give me the money. They've got to find a way. So in Osimhen's thing, he's going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was one episode of the Stick to Football thing. Gary Neville said, and this was in the 90s or maybe early 2000s, that you could go to people at the PFA and go, on average, what are people what are right backs in the Premier League of sort of my stature earning? And they'll go, yeah, well, they're earning roughly around this. So even that's the ballpark. They can go, you know, actually most right backs or right backs at the top 6 clubs are earning this. And you can go, well, I'm worth more than that. Yeah. But you've got that information you can go with and just go, there you go. Right, straight away. So yeah, all that stuff absolutely gets spoken about. We've also, Flex, got nearly 2,500 people watching already this morning.
Yes, we have
already over 500 likes. We have to. We have to get to 1K minimum.
Like, I'm going to do a KG special because shout out Joe Blackman. I did see, he goes, KG will be sleeping. Yeah, he was doing game 1, wasn't he, of the finals? And shout out, I see that OKC done the Pacers in like the last second. We were by 1 point. They were down by like 9 with like 2 or 3 minutes to go, I saw. And then bang, they won. But anyway, I'm going to do a KG special. Get us to 1K, we sign one of the victors. It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
One of them.
Let's do it. Just like
it's not Victor Meldrew. It's not Victor Meldrew. Gyökeres or Osimhen.
Yeah, not Victor Meldrew. No, it's not. Yeah. It's absolutely not. But yeah, man, I just on these two again before we move it on. We have to, man. We have to. We just have to find a way. And I've been saying as well. I know you have. Like, I just feel. I don't know what or how. I just feel there's
Flex. Is there something happening?
Well, not okay. Let me clarify. Not in
is there
terms
something
of
happening?
We're back. Not in terms of we're back.
Can you feel something happening?
Win the league. I can feel until I can't feel it no more. I'm going to say it. I can feel a little bit of they're going to start to come to their senses and be like, we have to try and do that. We have to try. But so I need an outgoing. I need not 21 guys. 21. No. It's not that. It's not that. It's more. I just feel we could get a mark. Like, I think we can get Mbeumo and one of them big strikers now. I didn't think we could before, but there's an opportunity.
Chat's asking if it feels different. Does it feel different? If we sign one of the victors, will it feel different?
Yes, because of the intent. It doesn't mean it's going to transpire to be different, but it would feel different because that's not what we do.
Are the good days coming?
Different. I don't know. I don't know about that. Ruben said they are. I'm going to refrain from that. I'm not getting carried away with myself. We're doing a title charge, all of that.
We'll wait until a Victor's, Mbeumo and a Victor's through the door.
Yeah.
Then we'll have a serious
conversation. If we do that, that changes a lot of stuff. Yeah.
We'll have a serious conversation.
Yeah, and I need to start seeing the outgoings. Let's get the super chats out because there's a hell of a lot of it. Because that is true. Like, where's the app? We need to start seeing outgoings. Yeah. This is only till the 10th, innit? Then it shuts again. So yeah, it's a bit harder. Christian says, keep away from Osimhen. Ask for stupid wages. And Saudi said, move, man. Get me Gyökeres for striker, Wharton for centre mid, and the men's for goalkeeper. Sanchez says Bruno up front with Cunha and Mbeumo, and sign Edison, new goalkeeper, get top 4 and save at least 150 million with outgoings next season. Go all out for Isaacs or Vitina. Wow, we've got it all worked out. Dwayne says Lukaku wasn't flashy, but bagged 70 goals in the United shirt. If we can get one of them, I won't care how much goals we concede because I know we got goals. Big up Tabrez says, Eid Mubarak. Yes, it's Eid actually. I saw that. Yes, big up to everybody that's celebrating Eid in the community. So big up to all of you guys. I hope everyone has a blessed day. Big up to my UV community, the best in the world. And it says, can't wait for the new season already. P.S. I'm going to sing Maths Class by Vibes Cartel at the next UV party. Oh, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that, mate. Very explicit. Very explicit. Dwayne says, most teams aren't going for Gyökeres because he's not a system player. Bro is a bags man. You put them up top and tell them to go get 20 GA. And that's, because, you know, a lot of people are throwing reference to the overlap video that, you know, really breaks down the strengths and weaknesses and this, that, and the other. I've seen a little bit of it. I haven't seen all of it. I might actually go watch all of it, actually. But I saw some clips at the time a little while ago. Yeah, there's always going to be things that he might not do so well, but he excels in this. But I agree with what Dwayne says, bro. He just knows where the back of the net is. He's got to feed him. And if you're signing Mbeumo and Cunha, again, it feeds into that real men vibe. Shout out Culture Cams. That's his saying. You know what I mean? Real men in there. Joel Fleming says, imagine we get Cunha and Mbeumo, one of the victors, Emi Martinez, a new wing back, new centre back, and a new central midfielder. Top 4 challenge will suddenly be on heavy. I mean... Yeah, I mean, Jesus, that's 21 is on the cards if that happens. And Critigia is the latest member of the UV Members Club. Big up to you. Dwayne says 2028 title charge might still be on. Well, if they're moving like this, they all after Omar. Mate. They all after
Project
him.
Project 21, mate. Yeah.
Tabra says, I feel Xerxes could be key next season. Me and Owen spoke about that on a few shows. It was like, don't rule out, because before this was a thing, we're like, maybe we might not get the big boy striker. The Liam Delap thing's gone. It's going to be hard to get Gyökeres. Definitely can't get Osimhen. Who's out there? Maybe it's something outside the box we're not quite thinking of. You know, link up play with Xerxes because his hold up play is good. Punching it off of Mbeumo and Cunha and, you know, Bruno link up with good players, and it just changes what we look like. So yeah, I wouldn't sleep on that. I still wouldn't sleep on that. EA says, guys, how realistic is getting rid of Rashford and Sancho with the wage issue? Bearing in mind they're not doing United any favours, want their P's. Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard. Also, Critical says, Flex, how is City making signings? What happened to 115 charges? Mate, I don't know. I don't know. We've been waiting for that for ages. But just on that one, hold on, wait a minute. Tehran, thank you for the super chat. Says, having followed United since '99 and all transfer sagas, recent history suggests that the big names are touted at the start of the window, only for everything to collapse over time, and we get someone no one knows at the end. Yeah, that can also very much happen. But just this bit, are we talking about outgoings in this show? No, we're not. We're in there, but. Yeah, I'll tell you what. We'll keep that. We'll keep that.
We'll mesh it in. We'll mesh it into the next one
because there's still a lot to get through.
There is indeed. Andre Onana, Flex. A summer exit, according to a new report, suggests is likely for the Manchester United goalkeeper. Now, we have heard reports and rumours for quite some time. These aren't even just wishful thinking. Put it out there into the ether that Onana is going to be on his way out after 2 years of nothing but mistakes, errors, not really making any saves, part of life. We're getting distribution. Actually, we're not getting distribution. It looks like his time could be coming to an end at Manchester United, and not a moment too soon, quite frankly. Absolutely, Flex. Because when it comes to Andre Onana,
I clinked. That was weird. I just moved this and I clinked my ring on the. It was on my cup. So.
It was good. But with Onana, yes. His time could be coming to an end and not a moment too soon. I think at this point, many people are talking about Emi Martinez. People are talking about other goalkeepers. The reality is anyone, literally anyone. And these might be words that come back to haunt me when the new goalkeeper's letting the ball through his legs in the first game of the season. But anyone you feel like is better. And it's best for all parties that he moves on and we find someone else. Marcel, for the longest time, said he's our Bravo signing. He's our Bravo signing.
And maybe proves to be right.
Maybe a very expensive, a much more expensive Bravo signing, but still could be a Bravo signing nonetheless. So when it comes to Andre Onana, as mentioned, From the Mail, they're suggesting that Andre Onana is likely to leave Manchester United this summer. Actually, to be fair, I can probably merge this with the Hojlund stuff as well, because these are exits too. With the Hojlund one as well, Hojlund, he's been linked to a move to Italy, specifically Inter. Gianluca Di Marzio saying Inter will wait for Christian Kivu, the new coach's opinion, before whether deciding to pursue or not their interest in Rasmus Hojlund. Just this morning, whilst we've been live, actually, there's a here we go from Fabrizio Romano on Christian Kivu going to become the Inter Milan new head coach. So that one is actually sorted. So shouldn't have to wait too long when it comes to Hojlund and if he's going to end up going to Inter. So we spoke about those exits and how likely are they to happen, and we haven't heard much about them. All of the suggestion, a lot of different reports are going, Onana, it's gone from Onana could leave to Onana is now expected to leave. No club's been linked just yet, but there's still a lot of time in the summer window. Already, we're getting reports that Inter, they've had conversations with Hojlund. It does look a bit like, to be fair, Hojlund might be digging his heels in a little bit, because why would he want to leave? This is Manchester United we're talking about. This is Manchester United. So he may not want to leave. And then we get into those other players like Sancho, like Rashford, etc., etc. Just starting with Onana, Flex, first day of the season, would you be surprised if he's still in a Manchester United shirt? Or is this another 50-50?
Yeah, I think it's 50-50, but not because they rate him and think the future's there. I think it'll be because the outgoings didn't match, or we just spoke about strikers for so long. If we have to put a big amount of resources into that, there's just not going to be enough money to do everything. There isn't. Although we think it's a priority, and that priority for a goalkeeper is shot right up the list, right next to striker. It's not even below. It's gone next to it. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I'd say 50-50, man. I say 50-50. I hope he needs to go, man. He does. He's just like, it's been painful. Let's just be honest, man. Listen, great guy, great character. At the start, it was very refreshing, even in them first 5 months, 6 months, when he was terrible in that Champions League run, when he was like, he would come out, because we were just getting used to him then. Like, time to settle. At least he fronts up. I'll speak to the media when I went to Bayern in the mix zone. United comms teams were saying he wasn't even down to do the interviews, but he wanted to take accountability. He wants to. So I'm like, right, we're a few months in. Let me, he's having a rough time. It can happen. Let me just try and lock in a bit. He stabilized for a bit, didn't he? He did stabilize for a bit, but we always felt like a little bit. And then we went, I'll tell you what, though, you just know at some point it's gonna capitulate again. And that's what happened. That's what happened this year. So we've seen enough now, major errors, to be like, he ain't going to scrub that out, man.
Well, he has moments of, I don't know, goalkeeping, sobriety, abstinence. You know what I mean? Where you go, and then he falls off the wagon again and makes, what I mean, makes the mistakes, and that's really what he does, And like you said at the start, because De Gea did this as well. When a goalkeeper makes a mistake and it costs teams points, and they come out and they do the interview, you go, okay, I appreciate that. But then when you keep doing the interviews because you keep making mistakes, eventually the apologies were pretty thin, don't they? And they go, I'd rather you just stop doing it. I don't really care for the apologies anymore. And I believe someone, Flex, it's a famous phrase, and it's someone said it very, very aptly. And I think it's just...
He has to go, blood. He has to go, blood.
That's it.
That simple.
It's
that simple. Like we can sit and say the words that we all just said, but when it comes down to it, it is literally as simple as that.
He has to go, blood. He has to go, blood.
That's it.
There's no other. Yeah. Whether he does or not, again, I hear what you're saying. You could listen, man, just find down the back of that's where it's down the back of the sofa. Just find the 8 million for this.
Goalkeepers aren't expensive. That's the other part.
They don't have to be. Yeah,
they don't have to be. Obviously, I know with Onana, he ended up costing quite a bit of money, but goalkeepers, they don't have to be expensive. They don't. No. In comparison to when we're talking about the Victors earlier on or what have you, they don't have to be expensive. Even this Emi Martinez stuff, and you want to talk about, Dan Bardal, Villa and what have you, they might be forced to get rid of him because from a PSR point of view, they are screwed. They are in very bad shape.
Bro, if Emi Martinez comes here, I will have to do the KG reverse shameless. Because of Dan Bardal, we do shows every Tuesday. Mm-hmm. He's always Villa cussing them to say, you ain't going to win anything. Look at this clown. He's going, mate. Because he just over-gas it. Emi Martinez is the best keeper in the world, mate. He's in the FIFA
Because
World 11. He just got the
because he's won those trophies.
He
Yeah,
goes,
yeah.
I'm not saying it. He's like FIFA just put him in, mate, in the team of the year. Like, it's not me saying it. He's the best in the world. He's the best. I'm like, no, he's not. He's overrated, bro. This is what you do. But if it comes Man United, reverse shameless.
We've got the world's best goalkeeper, mate.
100%. Shithousery, on the scumbaggery, getting in people's faces. Listen, he'll be forgotten about what he done to Hojlund. He'll be forgotten about.
Him with his appearance at the end of the season at Old Trafford, where he just decided to, I don't know, shoulder tackle someone. Or Hojlund was kind of mad, and look, he's got that in him as well. Martinez,
he does have a few. I worry about him, Jeff. Moments. He does.
And most goalkeepers does. It's just with Onana, it's like every game, every shot.
But at least his fundamentals, like, there's a couple where I've like, that shouldn't go in, Martinez. He has made a few of them. I'm not gonna lie, but like you said, mostly it's commanding. He'll come for the ball. You know, he's decent with his feet as well, because they like to play out from the back, Villa. You know, good shot stopper. Someone spoke about the situation with the penalties there as well. I think
he's good enough.
He's a good keeper.
Anyone's it's not even hyperbole. Anyone's better than Andre Onana at this stage.
So then, Owen,
anyone is. Apart from there's a couple of little asterisks here. I saw a story yesterday, Flex. When we were getting like linked to Graham Potter, yeah. Thank God that didn't happen for a variety of different reasons. But there was a story yesterday suggesting that West Ham had offered Kudus to Chelsea.
Yeah. And
as part of this deal, he wanted Sanchez, the goalkeeper, to go from Chelsea to West Ham because he'd worked with him at Brighton.
I'm at Brighton, man. I can get the most out of him. I know the real guy.
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
I believe in him, mate. It's my player.
You are willing to offer Kudus and say, "Oh, Chelsea, give us a bit of money, and also we'll take Sanchez off your hands."
I think it's due for you as well.
What is wrong with you?
It's my player. It's my player at Brighton.
What is wrong? Graham Potter is being investigated for match fixing. I don't know
Brighton,
what
he was all right under Graham Potter. He was good.
Disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful.
Honestly.
Kepa. I saw some stuff about Kepa as well.
I saw that.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I just literally, the Kepa one, they're going like, well, he could go to Arsenal. He could go to Arsenal as a backup there. Saying as a backup there, fine. He had a good season. But still, by the way, at the moment, he still, I think, has the record for the world's most expensive goalkeeper. Remember, we still got that.
Yeah, but it's not like, listen, it's not his fault how much he got bought for. I'd be honest. That at Chelsea, it was, remember the Sarri thing? He wouldn't come off the pitch or all of that.
Yeah, wouldn't come off the pitch.
Listen, it didn't go well for him at Chelsea. Got dislodged. Went to Real Madrid, didn't he?
Barely played. And then even Real Madrid, I'm not keeping you.
No. And then, but at Bournemouth, listen, he's had a good season. He has had a good season. He
played well against us at Old Trafford.
Yeah, he's had a good season. So he might have just balanced that a little bit. Is he better than Onana? Is he better than Onana?
Yeah, I would have him go instead of Andre Onana, yeah.
Would you have Aaron Ramsdale on goal than Andre Onana?
Yeah.
He's better than him, isn't it? The problem is he's not the answer.
I mean, that wouldn't be my choice. That wouldn't be my choice.
If we could get Aaron Ramsdale for 15 million plus 5 add-ons, would you do
that? No, because I think we could get better for that amount for a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
We could get better. For that amount of money, we could find someone else.
I ain't going to lie, man.
But if you told me,
if it's near the end of the thing and he ain't got to move, bro. I'll tell you, and we've invested heavily in other things, and I'll tell you what we can do as well. Just like Arsenal did, they had him there for a bit just to kind of stabilise, didn't it? He got relegated with Sheffield United, and they went, let's get him. And for that first year, was he number one for 2 years? I think he was number one for 2 years, isn't it? 2 years. He did all right. He did all right.
But if it was a choice of like, you can have Ramsdale or Onana, I'd be like, okay, then I'll have Ramsdale. But
I'll have Ramsdale over Onana.
But if you said, look, you could spend like 15 million, I'd be like, we can get some better.
There's got to be better out there. 100%.
Yeah, we can get some.
I agree. So I'm not saying make sure we go and get Aaron Ramsdale. I'm just saying if it gets late and he's the only option, I'd take that rather than have another season of thing. Even if they wouldn't get him on loan because he's in the Championship and Southampton need a sale. So. I don't know. I don't know how. You know what I mean? Maybe obligation, but yeah.
And then just with the Hojlund stuff, I'm worried about this, Flex. I'm worried about the Hojlund one because I really don't think he wants it. I think that he's going to try and do everything in his power to stay at Manchester United. I mean, look, he's a United fan. That was the whole thing, wasn't it? Oh, it's a dream move. And he followed the fan channels as well, even a few years ago. Like he's woven into that fabric, isn't it? And
who tries hardest
look,
to, but maybe a loan though, because then it's not. But because the problem is that we have to get a certain amount for him.
The book value is quite high on him.
Yeah, so exactly. we're not going to be able to get like 40, 45 plus, which I think is like the ballpark figure of what we'd need as a sale for it to not go down as a loss at this point. It's going to be difficult. If we're being realistic with Rasmus Hojlund, listen, Vivell get working, Omar Brada get working, Wilkes get working. But what's realistic, if we're being honest, is this initiation that I always talk about, the beginning process of leaving. Season-long loan to Inter, obligation to buy, which clearly with the Sanchez situation, we can balls it up. But obligation or option to buy for 35 million, but could be another season after. So you can, the way he's still your player, so you haven't sold him yet for a loss. It's another year of his contract would pass, and you just get his wages off, which I don't think he's on astronomical.
No, he's on under 100. Maybe like the Anthony factor. Maybe he goes into and he does well. They're one of the best teams in the league, and we go,
stay.
Well, yeah,
then you can get him out, but he's not on our books as much this year. And you start the process. I think that's probably more realistic. I don't know if we can get the money, obviously take it and run. But I'm not sure, man. You're right. I think we've got to be a bit more realistic on that one. Givenson, big up to you for the contribution. International says the goalkeeper not a priority for me. Strength in midfield first. Wes Wally says Kepa has a 5 million release clause. Does he? I'd bring him in at least.
That's why Arsenal.
5 million release clause.
Yeah, that's why Arsenal are looking at him.
Nah, man, 5, bro. I'd get him. I'd get him. Oh, and I'd get him for that. I swear, I'd get him. 5 M's.
What wages though? Because he's on big wages, isn't he?
But even at Bournemouth, you think he was on big wages?
Wow. Yeah. Chelsea Capology. Is it permanent?
Still their player, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a loan, isn't it?
Is it another loan? What is it?
Kepa's still currently on Chelsea on 75k. So how much is he on at Bournemouth?
How much would they be? How much would they be? They must have been only able to pay like 30, 35.
Chelsea are currently paying 75. Oh, and Bournemouth are paying 75 too, I think. I think they've literally cut it in half. So he's on 150.
You reckon? You're not just that they had to pay all his wages for a season, but it hasn't transferred.
I think because it wouldn't show up on both of the lists. That's how they do it on the website. Because Sanchez is still listed as like 100 or something on ours on that Capology.
Right. Okay. So maybe Which if it's a 5 million release clause and we buy him, he would have to understand that has to come down. But if you buy him for 5 million, well, make him number one. I don't know. I'd have him as number one over Onana.
If it was him versus Onana, you get towards the end of the window, and you go, we've got basically no money left. We've got 5 million, and I'd be like, okay, have a look.
Leo says no. A lot of people saying hell no. Or no. Some people saying get him. I think no effing way. I think the only thing it is because.
Or would you take like some kind of youngster from like Brazil for 5 million and be like, I'll take a punt on that?
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Or would you want better who you know?
He's been at Bournemouth and done a better season than us, man. He's been all right this year.
But if he's got a 5 million release clause, then I'd still think he's going to end up going to Bournemouth, then, isn't he? Because if Bournemouth, you would surely think they can afford that. Yeah, maybe can't afford his wages.
I think it's because it's just so bad, with how shit we are or how rubbish Onana is. We're looking like the bottom of the barrel, and I'm anticipating that we ain't really got money like that by the time we fix other stuff. Because to me, I don't see the club see it as a priority. They would like to if they could, you know what I mean. But I don't think that they have the solid P's to go and get like a big name or someone who's like, that's the one he can be. That's the keeper, man. He could be our keeper for the next 5-10 years. Now, this is what we have to. I think if we get someone to replace Onana, it's going to be an interim. It's going to be,
or maybe it's a case where Bayern Dia does get sold for like 6 million, and they go, look, Onana doesn't want to leave, and we can't get him to leave this summer. Yeah. We'll bring in Kepa just to compete, and then maybe Kepa ends up playing. You know what I mean? Just because.
And then you're like, you know what? That's better than.
At least we've got something. Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, I can't remember what show it was. I just think as soon as Onana thinks he's under threat, and he's told like this guy's coming in to actually play in that, he just go, my friend, no problem, and he would just go. Which maybe do that. Tab says surely we can punt a 5 million on 5 million for Kepa. So I mean, it has just like You know what I mean? Where's Wally says? Oh yeah. Dwayne says a light 1-0, 2-1, a squeaky bum time equals 20 extra points. You know what I mean? JP says, good morning, UV family. Hope you're all blessed. We are. Big up to you. And Joel says, we got a young kid from Atlanta at a highly inflated price who used to start from the bench to a striker at one of the biggest clubs during their worst period, who failed. Huge potential, all the club.
Both did.
Both did, yeah. Both did.
Both did.
More so the club, though. More so the club, I'd say.
Well, it was a bit.
By getting him and putting him in that position from the start, he was always probably destined to fail. Nuruddin says, good morning, guys. Happy Salah to my brothers and sisters. Happy Salah. I mean, I know it's Eid, but is that Happy Salah? I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what you're on. That's what you mean. But big up to you. Right, that's all the super chats taken care of. And the last story. Oh, actually, where are we at? 800 guys. We're at 800 likes. We need 200 more now before we talk about Mbeumo. Get to 200 likes. Mbeumo official, signed, unveiled. Just
by the end of the show.
By the end of the show, it'll be a here we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, please, people, let's get to 1K likes. It's been a massive show. We've still got well over 2K watching live into the last part of the show. So let's have a big push, people. 2K likes for Brian and Mbeumo to get signed.
Yes, so a second bid is incoming for Brian Mbeumo. Now, Manchester United are, according to the Mail, preparing a revised bid for Brian Mbeumo after the opening offer of £55 million was rejected. Of course, it was 45 million plus 10 million in add-ons. Brentford are pushing for more than 60 million. Now, there is a bit of, again, confusion on this to an extent. There has been reports that basically Brentford are looking at what we've paid for Matheus Cunha and going, we want something similar. I think it was Ben Jacobs yesterday said that effectively Brentford are looking sort of 55 million up front and then maybe a little bit more in add-ons. I think this is going to end up, and I don't know if this is what the second bid is going to be. For some reason, United like to do it in threes, don't they? Second bid rejected and then get to the third bid accepted. I think it's going to end up at probably 55 up front, then maybe 5 million in easy add-ons and then another 5 in like difficult add-ons. I think that's what it'll probably end up at. What do you think, Flex?
So what, 55 and 10?
55 and 10, but the total thing will really be sort of 60 and then maybe 65 if, we win trophies and get to finals.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think we tried the right thing. I remember before, on the day that it come out that that was the bid we went with 45 plus 5, I was saying, do that, try that first. You may as well. They want to sell this summer. He wants to leave. He's picked us. That's negotiation. And it's really early in the window. Try. You know what I mean? Try 55 plus 5. Okay, fair play. They went, shut up. So now we know, okay, let's get serious now. I wouldn't mind, like a 50 plus a 5 would be amazing. But I think a 50 plus 10. Is sufficient enough. I think it will get done for around that. But like you said, that could be adjusted to 55 plus 10 in add-ons achievable.
Yeah, I think 55 plus 10. I think.
Yeah, I think it'll get done.
It's going to happen pretty good. My prediction. Or is it? Have I dropped?
Just be careful. No, just be careful. You never know. Just you're saying it's done, but
I thought I was getting to my point. I thought I was getting to my point in the show where my stuff dropped out. But okay, no.
No. That hasn't happened.
My prediction is that it will be announced on the last day of the window. This opening bit on the 10th.
What's that? 4 days.
Yeah.
But
Bear
also,
in mind,
Matheus Cunha was announced when it wasn't
Cunha
really
was announced,
a thing.
and again, they do subject. They go subject to visa. When I had opened, it was on the 1st, so they'll say.
Was that when they actually said it?
Yeah, it was on a Sunday. So it's subject. They'll go subject to visa and blah, blah, blah. But I think it'll get announced on the first deadline day on the 10th.
I think we'll get a here we go, but maybe Man United don't say it. Yeah. I think it'll be like, A. Ornstein them and say, listen, it's all agreed, this, that, and the other.
But by the way, a lot of people keep saying this. This is not true. So people are saying he's got a year left on his contract.
No,
he has 1 year plus an option of a second year, which Brentford can trigger at any time. So the reality is he's got 2 years left on his contract. Yeah. So I've seen a lot of people going, oh, he's only got 1 year left. We should pay no more than £40 million. He's got 2. It's really his 2 years left that he's got in his contract. So Brentford are pretty calm when it comes to that. They're not running out of time, as it were. They've really got to sell him this year because next year he will have 1 year left and it'll be like he'll be available for a drastically reduced price. But they're still relatively calm. So that thing of he's got a year left on his contract isn't 2. It's 1 + 1.
I don't know how true this is with Rob Dawson and stuff. A couple minutes ago, United Truthful are putting it out. I haven't seen much of them as an aggregator, but big up to them. But they're saying that Rob Dawson and Mark Ogden, so I don't know if they've done a piece on ESPN. Maybe someone can fact check this while we're live. So Man United will not be pursuing a move for Victor Osimhen. The club believe he is not the profile of striker required by Ruben Amorim, while his reported €75 million transfer fee would also be an issue. He is more expensive than Gyökeres. But like I said, an aggregator account has put Rob Dawson and Mark Ogden have said that. I've gone on to their respective accounts. That's not the first thing that they've said. So I don't know if that's on a podcast and they've picked it up. I don't know if that's real. I don't know. And also, I mean, shout out to Mark and Rob. They're not usually like the breaking news guys, but they are close guys, especially Rob. So yeah, I'm not really sure. Keep an eye on that. Awesome. Where are we? 4 likes. We are 881. Come on, peeps. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. We still got over 2K watching live. You know what I'm saying? Keep pushing.
Even half you just need to click the like button now. Easy. No problem.
No problem.
Click the like button. And whilst we're in a clicking mood, also you can see in the top right-hand corner there, we're just over 200 subscribers away from 195,000. Once you get to 195K, Flex, then really the countdown's fully on then, isn't it?
200K plaque.
Yeah, 200K plaque. Basically, what we do with that, we get a Sharpie and we just sort of cross out the 1 on the silver plaque. And we just write 2.
Where is the plaque?
You know?
Oh, it's down there. Can't reach it right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So please smash a like, people. Please smash a like. On the way out, we're at 900.
We're at 900 on the dot. We've got 100 to go.
We're 908. 908 showing for me.
Wow. There you go. 908, 913. Yeah, exactly. Rising. People are saying 200K party Flex. Flex is, you'll be shocked about this, on the fence about the 200K party. He's going, should we wait to 250? 250 is around a number than 200.
Yeah, man. I just feel like it is, if we're being honest. I think people do normally, it's 250 in it. Then it's like 500. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, but there's no rules. To be fair, you don't need any rules to celebrate your wins. You can do, you know what I mean?
No. But then you can be like 250's quarter of a way there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Like it's going quarter of a million subscribers. It's like,
yeah, maybe
something smaller. 200K footy match. There you go. Like KG's doing a footy match for his 50K. Maybe something like that. Or like a little, I don't know. Maybe we do a meet or something. I don't know.
Yeah, a live red carpet or something.
Yeah,
red carpet with studio audience.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe something like that, guys, or like a live match view, at like a box park,
everyone chips in, gets her in the Man United WWE Championship, something like that would be something.
I know it's going to look crap. But I don't care. It's going to look shit for like 30 seconds, but I'll do it. I'll leave it like that for him doing this because it's just too shit. It's just. Always trying to drop it in, slip it in, run it like always with this guy. Always. Let it go, bro. Let that rubbish belt go. It's over. Yeah? We're not getting that belt. We're not. I tell you what, Owen, if we get Victor Gyokeres.
You know, I like that you went a bit out of focus then. I like that you that's what you deserve. You deserve it. You deserve it.
If we get Victor Gyokeres, I'll consider it. If we get Victor Gyokeres, I'll consider it. People saying it there. There you go. Look, if Gyokeres signs. What are you lot saying? If Gyokeres signs, should we have a look at that?
I tell you what, I'm surprised you agreed to that because that might happen.
I know, because that's what I mean.
that might
only because you won't shut up about it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Watch Owen every stream. I'm telling you, Fleck. Honestly, I've seen Fleck. You've seen it. So here we go, mate. Yeah, I've seen Flex. I've seen it. Yeah, you know I'm pretty reliable. So here we go, mate. Owen, I said we'll look at it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll look at it. We'll look at it.
Look at it.
Monitoring FC, exploring a deal.
He'll look at it. He'll look at it.
Well, you know what I mean? We'll have a look, man. We'll find out. We're at 949 peeps. Come on, 50 more likes. 50 more likes. We're at 950.
Yeah. Joe Black was right. I was proper parent settings then. We'll look at it. We'll look at getting your PlayStation.
See how you
we'll
behave.
look at it. Do your chores. We'll have a look at your grades.
It's because there's 5. Do you know what it is? It's 5 bills for a belt, bro. It's fucking ridiculous. Let's just call it out as it is. Shout out WWE if they want to work with us ever and Owen and give us stuff. But
I reached out to my people.
Bills,
I reached out to my people. They had me. They ghosted me. I tried sending emails, Flex.
Didn't work, mate.
Nah,
5 bills is
response.
wild for that, bro. I know the wrestling. I know that, but I don't know, man. Guys, just really quickly, completely off topic. Has anyone got the Switch too? Because obviously I feel really left out because that's what I mean. That's why I'm asking these guys. Josh has got it and KG's got his. He's been doing some work with Nintendo. KG's got his. And like, I felt really left out when they were talking about it. They were like, oh, yeah, I'm getting it. It's like a new world. You can drive. It's like GTA. You can drive around everywhere. And I'm like, going to be on tour and they're going to be getting involved. And I'm just going to be not involved. But so do I. So do I get it? I'll get that. I know. I literally only get it for tour. I won't sit in my house with my spare time and play that.
Well, I should say with that belt, I'm never going to use it for anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I'll do a video unboxing. You know what I mean? I'll wear it sometimes on the stream. Hey, look, even that I might get for my birthday this year. I'm 30, so
may as well. May as well. Yeah, I hear that. Tabra says Flex get Vibes Cartel for the 250k party. Bro, have you seen there was a thing that was leaked about Vibes is fucking how much he's charging per thing, bro, like 1.3 M's and all that. For selling out the Barclays Center. He's on a world tour, one of the only dancehall artists of ever. He's in like esteemed company with like Jay-Z and stuff for like selling out the Barclays and shit. Like he's I told you that, mate, he's the king. He's the king, Vibes Cartel. Givenson says if Gyökeres signs, we go dance at OT like AFTV. Mad.
Well, I have to turn like Don Robbie. I have to do that.
Yeah, turn in installments. Guys, I will actually no. Let me not say nothing. It's their thing. Let me not say nothing. Forget what I was going to say. Forget it. 972 peeps. I ain't pressing end stream until we get 1K. Come on, man.
28. 28 to go.
That's light work for you lot.
It's entirely possible.
It is
entirely possible.
It is the lorry spin.
The lorry spin. And that's got a double meaning as well. You could be lorry like that, or lorry as in L-A-U-R-I-E. The lorry spin.
Yes, lorry. Oh yeah. Little mixture there. There you go. 100%. 982. 982. Also, just to let you guys know, I'll probably do a video on a football flex later on this morning. Gabriel Magalhaes has signed a new deal. Signed a contract extension at Arsenal. What do they need? Can they do it? Can they? There's Rodrigo interest as well. The Benjamin Sesko stuff. So speaking of Arsenal, I'll probably do a little video on Gabriel signing a new deal, etc.
And just on that, as we're 10 likes away, 10 likes away from 1K. West Ham this morning have confirmed the signing of Jean-Claude Todibo from Nice because, of course, it was loan with an obligation to buy. Remember one of those links to Todibo? He's of Varane regen, is what he is. He's a Varane regen.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? Like he's had a bad time there. Yeah, it doesn't mean he's rubbish though. He's just gone to that team, and you know what I mean.
It was just like
we were like, why are we not getting him Nice?
That's why we need to be careful. Sometimes we fall in love with players for no reason.
Oh, for no reason other than we've been linked. Like even now, our links are all these players. So it's like, we've got to get Mbeumo, we've got to get Gyökeres. We're not even thinking about, like you say, the guy that we've not even been linked with that just happens at the end of the window. Because it does happen. It does.
Yeah, exactly.
Arsenal are even linked to Sane as well. Yeah, exactly. So there's loads going on there, but they still haven't bought anyone yet. So their fans will be, right, guys, come on. You got 5 left. Take a piss. You're taking the piss. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not. Come on. I need that.
5.
There's got to be 5 of you who haven't liked the video.
3.
Come on.
3.
There's 3 of you. There's 3 of you out of 1,600 people currently watching that
There
need
has
to
to
like
be.
this video.
There has to be.
Get to
Surely,
1K.
surely.
Yes!
And we did it. And we did it.
We did it. We did it. Guys, big up to each and every single one of you. Remember, we're going to be live again, 4 p.m.-ish.
Yes. Yeah.
For the Trinity. So, yeah, and we have all 3 of us haven't been on it for a while, actually. So, yes, big up to each and every single one of you. There you go. Live 4 p.m. here on United View. And we'll go from there. Take care, everyone. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Subscribe to Owen Wrestle News 36555 if you like wrestling. And
Money in the
Bank
Bank weekend.
Money in the Bank weekend. There you go. Big events coming up. And if you like all football, your neutral football, subscribe to the Football Flex as well as KG Reckless Sports and everybody else who's affiliated with the channel. All the links in the video description below. Let's go, people. We're out of here. Take care. Peace.